Hi guys, welcome to Code Bashers. Guys, in this video, I will be discussing the coding questions which were asked in the ZOHO hiring that happened today. That is on 30th March 2022. So guys, do not skip any part of this video because first I will be discussing the question, the coding question that was asked. Then I will be discussing the approach of that question. And in the end part of this video, I will be discussing that how you will have to write the code in the exam. So please watch this video till the end. And guys, if you're new to this channel, make sure to subscribe it as well as join our Telegram groups also. I am posting regular updates on different companies which are hiring as well as the questions we're getting asked in them. You can see here that a lot of content has already been posted on my channel. So if you have not subscribed this channel, please subscribe it and share it among your friends. So guys, now let's start this video, and before starting the video, please hit the like button as well as the subscribe button for this channel. Okay, so guys, the question here is you are given an integer array nums where the largest integer is unique. Determine whether the largest element in the array is at least twice as much as the other numbers in the array. If it is, then return the index of the largest element, otherwise return -1. So what this question is saying, we are given an integer array. Let's just understand with the help of example. We are given here, you can see here, we are given an integer array. What this question is saying, the largest number that will be present inside this array will be unique. So here you can see that the largest number, that is here it is 6. So it is only occurring once. There is a probability that other numbers like 1 gets repeated twice, 3 gets repeated 3 times, or 2 repeated 3 times also. But the largest number that will be present inside this array will be unique. Now what we have to check, that the largest number that is unique, like in this particular array, it is 6. So 6 is the largest number here. So what you have to check, we have to check that this largest number should be at least twice as much as the other numbers in the array. So let us read the question again. Determine whether the largest element in the array is at least twice as much as the other numbers in the array. So what this is saying, that this is the 6 is the largest number, it should be at least as twice as other numbers for all the numbers. So let's just compare it. So is 6 greater than twice of 1? So 6 is greater than 2. So yes, it is true. Okay, yes, it is true. Then 3, that is the another number. Is 6 at least twice as much as 3? So 6 at least means greater than or equivalent to that number. So twice of that number, that is 2 into 3. So 6 is double equivalent to 6. So again it is true. Now 6 again it is happening. So we will not compare it by itself, but we will compare it for the next numbers. So is 6 as much greater as twice of 2? So 2 into 2 is 4 and 6 is greater than 4. So here it is true here. So for all the numbers except the number itself, these conditions are true for all the numbers. So therefore in the end what we'll do, we will return the index of this largest number. And what is the index of this largest number? It is 2. So therefore we are returning 2 from here. So I hope this particular example is clear to you. Now moving to the next example, or you can say next test case. Here it is 1 2 3 4. So we all know that the largest number is 4 here, and for every other number which is not largest, we have to check is 4 at least twice as that number, and we have to check this for every other number than this largest number. So first of all 1 will come. So is 4 greater than or equivalent to 1 into 2? That is yes, because 4 is greater than 2, so it is true. Next number is 2. So is 4 at least twice as much as 2? So 2 into 2, yes, it is true. Next is 3. So is 4 twice, 4 is greater than twice of 3? 4 is at least greater than twice of 3. 3 into 2 is 6. So is 4 greater than 6? So answer is false. So you can see that here two conditions are true and one condition is false. So if all the conditions will be true, then only we will return the index of the largest number. Otherwise we will simply return -1. So even if one element is even the largest number, if it is not at least twice as even the one element in the array, then again we'll return -1 only. So here you can see that 4 is less than twice the value of 3, so we return -1. Otherwise, if all the conditions were true, if here it was also true, then we will simply return the index of the largest number, that is index is 3. So this we will return. So I hope this particular question and example is clear to you. Now let's just see one more important thing that is given to you in the question. By reading that, you have to find the maximum element, and that maximum element is unique. Many of you will be thinking that we will simply sort the array and pick up the last element. So like when we will sort the array, so the largest element will move to the end. So we will simply pick up this element and we will compare this element with twice of every other element. So this approach will not be fine, because here inside you can see that here in the note it is given that do not sort the array. Do not sort the array. So you do not have to sort the array. You will have to find any other approach. Next note is given that do not use any additional array. So again, you cannot use any other array also. You just have this array, and you will first have to find the maximum, and then you will have to compare that maximum with the twice of at every element. So I hope now the question is clear to you. Now let's just see the approach, that how we'll be approaching this question. So let's suppose this is our this is the array that is given to us 1 3 6 8. So first of all what we'll do, we will run total two traversals on this array. Two traversals. Why two traversals? First traversal we will find the max element inside the array. In the second traversal we will check that whether the max element is at least twice as every other element, and even if in one situation also that condition will be false, we will simply return false only. So I hope now why two traversals we are doing. So in the first traversal we have to find the max value inside this array. So we will take two variables. One will store the max value, another will store the index of that max value. So initially we'll initialize with the max value with the first element of the array. So now here max value will be 1, and index will be also initialized with first index only, that is 0 only. Now we'll start our iteration from this particular index. Here value is 3. So we'll check that whether this current value is greater than the value that is present in the maxwell variable. So yes, it is greater. So we will simply update this to 3. That is 3 is our current max value, and we will again update the max index also, that will become 1, that is the index of 3. Now we'll move to next index. We will check whether 6 is greater than the value of maxwell. So yes, it is there. So we will again update these two values. It will become 6 and it will become 2 here. Now our I has gone here. You can and we will again now check that whether this particular element is greater than our max value. So no, in this case it is uh, not greater. So we'll simply skip this iteration and we'll move to next. After this loop is over, once you have traversed the entire array, you can see here that in the maxwell variable we have 6, that is the maximum value inside this array, and in the max idx uh, variable we have the index of the max element. Now our first step is over, that we have done it. Now what we'll do, we will again iterate over the array. Now we'll again iterate over the array. Why? Because to find that every other element that is not the maximum element is as much is less than twice of the element. So let's just see. This is the value. Again I'm adding 2 here. So now again we will iterate over the array. So first we'll go to here. We will check whether 6, that is our max value, is greater than or equivalent to twice of I. Twice of, you can say, array of I. So here in this case here array of I is 1. So 6 is greater than 2. So here condition is true. So 1 true we have got. Next we'll go to 3. So is 6 greater than twice of ARR of 5? That is 6 is greater than equivalent to 6. Yes, it is true. So next condition is also true. Again next we will move to this index. So this particular element is similar to the max value. Then we will skip this iteration. We'll move to next iteration. So is 6 greater than or equivalent to 2 into 2, that is 4? Yes, it is greater. So next condition is also true. So you can see that all the conditions are true. So therefore we will return true, and when the all situations are true, we will simply return the index of the largest element, that is 2 only. Now I hope the question and approach are clear to you. Please, if you have not subscribed to this channel till now, please subscribe it, and please like this video if you are understanding the concept. Now I will be writing the code to explain you this particular thing. Okay, so guys, for saving the time, I have already written the code. I will explain you line by line what I have written. So first of all, you will have to write the main function. Now, if the main function is given to you in the question, then you will just have to implement the function that I will be telling you. So if main function is not given, then only you will have to write the main function. So first of all, int n, that will be size of the array. You will take input, then you will declare an array, then we will write a for loop for taking input in the array. This you will have to only do when the main function has not been provided to you by the in the editor. But if it is given, then you have to just implement the another function that I will be telling you. So once you have now array, you have got the input in the array, then I have implemented the helper function, that is helper function. Now I will be telling you in helper function I am passing the array as well as the number of elements inside this array, that is int 10. So in this helper function, what I am doing, we have taken two variables as I have discussed. One will contain max value and another will contain the index of the max value. Both I have initialized with first value of array. So max value is the first value of the array initially, and max index is also the 0th index, that is the first index of the array. Now we have ran the first loop for finding out the maximum value of the array, maximum value in the array. So this is the logic that I have written, and I have explained you in the approach also that how we will finding it. Now when this for loop is over, this max value will contain the maximum value present in the array, and max idx will contain the maximum index of the index of the maximum value in the array. Now next loop is to check that whether all the elements except the max element follow the condition that is given to us in the question. That is, every other element should be at least the maximum value should be at least twice as much as the every other element. So for that only we have written this particular for loop, and inside this the logic already I have explained you in the approach. And if our all conditions remains true, then we will be sending the max index, that is the element index of the element, maximum element. Otherwise we will be sending the -1 as given in the question. So again I am telling you, if the main function is not provided to you, you will just have to implement, then you will have to write the main function as well as this helper function that I have written. But if the main function will be given to you and only you will have to implement the function, then you will only write the code that is present inside this particular function. No need to define this function on yourself, because it will be provided to you in the editor only. So I hope now this particular code is clear to you. Now let's just test on sample output. That is, 4 elements are present in the array, 1 2 3 6 are the input. So in this case, what should be our output? It should be, our output should be 3, because 6 is the largest element and all the conditions are getting fulfilled, and the index of 6 is 3. Now let's just test on one more input. That is, if we take 3 elements, if we take only 3 elements, so here the answer should come out to be -1, because you can see that 3 is the largest element and 3 is not greater than 4, because you have to take twice of 2, that is 4. So 3 is not greater than 4, so therefore it is -1 here, it is coming. So guys, this code will pass all the test cases that will be given to you. If you like the video, kindly subscribe the channel and please share it among your friends. So guys, thank you for watching this video.